What's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video we're going to do a little 1 month baby update because Archer is officially a month old, which is crazy. He's actually 5 weeks now, so we're filming this a little later than we planned, but I thought it'd be fun kind of every month to just film an update of, I don't know, I didn't really plan it out that well, but kind of just like things that he likes and doesn't like, and changes that we've noticed, and like changes in his size, and like us, like how we're doing, like things that have happened that month for us. So obviously this is our first month with a baby ever, so we don't really have like anything to compare it to, but I thought we would just kind of talk about how our first month went as new parents. I was kind of hoping to write down things like every week as they happened, and then obviously we had a baby and that didn't happen because nothing happens the way that you plan it to when you have a baby. So I'm just gonna kind of like try to remember like how things happened and like things that have changed and stuff, but I don't really know. This video may be all over the place, but the second month or 2 month update will be way more better like planned out and stuff than this. So yeah, like I said, he's 5 weeks now. So he was born on the 18th of January and he's asleep right here, and he's probably gonna wake up and scream at some point in this video. But I guess we can just start with like how our first month has gone for us. Like, how do you feel as a new dad?
It doesn't seem real.
Yeah, we were actually saying, I looked at him last night and I was like, do you ever like feel like a dad? Because I don't really feel like a mom yet, even though like we haven't taken him out like to the store or anything because it's flu season and he's just small. There's no reason to. But I feel like when you're around other people and you have like duties to do and your kid is like running around and like calling you mom and dad and stuff, you feel like parents. But right now, obviously, we're like taking care of him 24/7 and I'm breastfeeding him and all of that, but like he doesn't really feel like a real person yet, so we don't really feel like real parents yet. No. It's really strange.
Yeah, my thought is that it won't feel real until he's like calling me dad and I don't know.
Yeah.
He's running around.
Or maybe like until, because he's not really super aware yet, obviously, because he's only a month old, so I feel like once he becomes more aware that like if other people are holding him and he like cries because he wants mom or dad, like people say that he's already doing that, but I haven't really noticed it. I don't think he really cares that much who's holding him. So I think once he becomes more aware of like who's who and recognizes faces and knows that like we're safe people and he maybe like cries when other people are holding him, then it might feel a little more real. But yeah, overall I don't really know what I expected it to be like, so I can't say that it's like what I expected or not.
I just keep waiting for somebody to come get him, to be like, wait, you guys aren't qualified,
right?
You didn't sign the right paperwork.
Yeah, I don't know who trusted us to
show me your license.
It doesn't do much, so it's kind of like the first month is kind of weird because you're like constantly feel busy and tired, like you always have things to do, but you're never actually doing
it's the same 3 things.
Anything. Like he's asleep and then he wakes up, you change his diaper, he eats, and then he goes back to sleep. Hopefully he goes. So it's either like you're feeding him, you're changing his diaper, you're
trying to get him to sleep,
or you're waiting for him to wake up. Like every time he's asleep, I'm like checking the time to see how much longer until he wakes up again. So you just never really have a lot of time to do stuff. He eats every like hour and a half to 2 hours during the day, and then every like anywhere from 2 to 4 hours at night, depending. He didn't really know his night and day for the first like 3 weeks, I would say, and then for the past maybe week or so, he definitely sleeps more at night. He usually haven't gotten in a routine of swaddling him, and then he goes to bed around like 10:30, and then he'll sleep until like 2:30, and then he's like kind of asleep for 2 to 3 hours on and off in that. But he does this thing, we can start talking about him now, I guess, that he just like screams in his sleep.
Yeah, he like full on cries, like screams out, but it's just like a very brief.
But he's still asleep, so he grunts all the time, like grunting baby syndrome. He seriously, everyone that meets him is like, wow, you're such a talkative baby, because he just never stops making sound. I don't know if you can hear him right now, but he's snoring right now. He's just, whether he's awake or asleep, he's always making noise. He's always grunting. And when he's asleep, he like does this thing where he'll just burst out into a scream like bloody murder for 2 seconds, and then his eyes are still closed, and then he's just back asleep. So that's fun. That's a fun thing that he does. But he's definitely getting better at the sleep thing. We're at a point, I mean, everybody with a newborn, like when they're like, oh, does your newborn sleep? Like, no, newborns sleep, considering they eat every 1 to 2 hours, so they don't really have time to sleep, so you're not sleeping. But he's definitely getting better at the sleep thing. He's just not really great at letting us sleep because he screams while he sleeps. I can't really talk about like week by week, but I'm just trying to think of things like about him. So we had his 1 month checkup and everything was good, and he weighed 10 pounds 5 ounces I think, and was 22.5 inches long. So he's gained 2 pounds and a whole inch since he was born. He grew so freaking fast. Yeah. Like he grew out of so many of his clothes overnight. Like he doesn't wear any of his newborn stuff anymore. He's already growing out of his 0 to 3 month. He's so long, and yeah, I feel like every day like he'll wear an outfit and then 2 days later we'll go to put it on him because he pees through everything, and then like it already won't fit him anymore. So yeah, he's growing super fast.
Went through a growth spurt, so he was starting to eat more at a time, and that's kind of I think when he started sleeping a little further at night, like sleeping more chunk of time.
Yeah, I think we're still kind of learning that too, because with breastfeeding it's hard to know how much he's eating, so it seems like he's eating way less, but I think it's just he's eating more in a shorter amount of time because he's getting more efficient at it. So we're still kind of like, he's learning about us and we're learning about him, still trying to like figure all of that out. He obviously is still really small, so he doesn't have a lot of like likes and dislikes necessarily, like preferences. He does love bath time. He does, yeah. That's we were really nervous because he doesn't like being cold. Like within the first week we went out and bought a wipe warmer and like a bunch of extra changing pad covers and like all kinds of stuff because he didn't like being cold. So I was really worried that he wasn't gonna like the bath because I didn't think that he was gonna like being naked. But as soon as we put him in the bathtub, it was so cute. He was like kicking his feet and he just like stopped crying and just sat there, and he looked so happy, and he didn't cry until we took him out. So like every time you put him in the bathtub, he just looks so happy. Like he just sits there like he loves it. Like that's like his. I wish he could just be in the bath all the time because he loves it in the bathtub. Lately he really loves light. Like if he can find the light coming through the shades of the windows, or even like a lamp or a phone or the TV, like he just loves to stare at lights. You could kind of see, I think that was probably around like 3 weeks where you could kind of see it like turn on, that he was actually like focusing on objects. Yeah, a little more focus instead of like that dead stare. Yeah, we have a play mat, a typical one that's just like a mat, and then it has the things that go over with like little fluffy animals that dangle down, and we were kind of just putting him on it just to put him on it, and then one day we put him on it and you could see that he was actually staring at one of the animals, like he was actually focusing on something. So that's been kind of fun to see him like actually start to notice things, and he actually like really looks at us now. Like you can see that he can really see stuff. Yeah. Can't really think of anything else that he likes. Really, we have this book called what's it called? The Look book? Look, yeah. And it's basically one of those books that's just like super high contrast black and white images that, I don't know, maybe that was around 3 weeks too that we showed him that for the first time, and it was so funny. He was doing like tummy times just laying on his belly, and we like stuck that in front of him and his eyes just got so wide and he was just like staring at it. So that was fun. He likes to look at that sometimes. He doesn't like some of the pages though. I think they're like overstimulating for him, so it's funny that he'll like start crying at the fish page. He doesn't like the fish page. It's not like, he still hasn't figured out the whole like digestion thing yet. That's been like our biggest issue. Yeah, I think I think that's why he cries out at night a lot, because he'll have like a gas bubble or something. He's a pretty gassy baby, and he really just like freaks out, and he doesn't quite understand like the process of just how like to toot his little tutor. Yeah, or just like go to the bathroom, which apparently is super common. We told his pediatrician about it, and she's basically like, yeah, babies just don't really understand how to like tense some muscles and release other muscles to like just go to the bathroom. So he's not constipated or anything. He just like, he's trying to figure out how his body works. Yeah, and he hasn't quite figured that out, which they say that they usually figure it out by like 6 or 7 weeks. So hopefully in the next few weeks he'll stop like grunting and freaking out so much all the time like he's doing right now. He's still asleep, if you can hear that. Yeah. Sitting next to him at 3 a.m. like thinking he's about to wake up, and then he'll just grunt for an hour while he's still asleep. Yeah, like now, now he's just back asleep. As soon as I lay down, I know he's gonna wake up, so I'm just gonna stay here. But then an hour goes by, and you're like, all right, yeah, I just need to lay back down. And then as soon as you lay down, he knows it. Awake. My man. My man. Other little quirky things about him, I don't know if you probably hear that, he farts so loud, like an old man. Like you would think that it's like an adult in the room that's doing it. He also sneezes really loud like an adult. Like it takes over his whole body. His sneezes are so loud. I actually think there was a sneeze in our in one of our other videos that we filmed. So if you haven't watched those, you can go, and he like sneezes, like sneezes. It's so funny. But I feel like everything he does is just like so loud. He's such a loud baby. I can't really think of anything else. I feel like the first month update is kind of boring because like newborns are pretty boring. Like they don't do much their first month. They like the first 2 weeks they just literally sleep all the time. You have to force them to wake up to eat. And then the next 2 weeks they're trying to figure out like, oh wait, what do I do when I'm not asleep all the time? Yeah. So then it's just him like figuring out how to be alive and like, oh, there's a lamp over there, there's a light, there's this. I hope that this was interesting. I really just, it's more selfishly for me and for us that we can look back on it and remember his first month and how we were feeling and stuff like that. We'll show you him. He looks like he's waking up. So I'll show you what he looks like now because you guys haven't seen him in a video since he was like brand new little baby. So he's so much bigger now. He's seriously like, I can't believe how much bigger he is. It's crazy. Yeah. A fun first month. There he is. Oh. Say hi. Oh, hello. He said hi. So here he is. 1 month old Archer.
Staring at the light coming through the blinds right now.
Oh. And I'm trying to get his whole body in there. Look at you. So this is him, and we're gonna keep updating you guys every month on, you know, things he likes, things he doesn't like, things that have changed, and just how we're doing every month. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Oh, I wanted to say too that he's like noticed his fingers, like he started sucking on his fingers. I'll put a little clip in here. He was like sucking on his fingers the other day and it was really cute. I think he's gonna be a thumb sucker. He will not take pacifiers. Like, he gags on them every time you put them in his mouth. It's actually kind of hilarious, but yeah, so that's something new too. In the past past week or so, he started like recognizing that he can suck on his fingers and stuff. So yeah, did I say this? Give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Let us know what you want to know.
Oh yeah.
If we didn't cover anything you want to know.
Yeah, for sure. You can always message me on Instagram. It's always linked down below. Make sure you follow me there because I share a lot of pictures of him and those cute little outfits and stuff. So, yeah. Bye.
Bye.